Hey guys, so for today's Fueling Friday, we're going to be talking all about breakfast. So, breakfast is actually extremely important for athletes for a multitude of reasons. So, let's say, for example, you have a game or you have training in the morning. The breakfast you eat is actually going to provide the fuel you need to perform at an optimal level. But even if you don't have training in the morning or you don't have a game in the morning, it's so important to be getting breakfast just so that your brain has the energy it needs to be alert and to be focused. So even if you're in a rush, be sure you're grabbing something while you go out the door. And that's actually why we're gonna make no-bake energy bites today. So they provide a really great source of healthy carbohydrates and healthy fats. And so when you pair these no-bake energy bites with some sources of protein, you have a complete meal that you can walk out the door with. So some good options for protein are gonna be things like a Greek yogurt. You could also do hard-boiled eggs. You could do milk, like 2% milk, skim milk. If you're plant-based or you don't eat dairy, you could do soy milk. You could also even do a protein shake if you're looking for something with a little bit more protein. You could do a whey protein shake like this one, or again, if you're plant-based, you could always do something that is plant-based. So these specific no-bake energy bites that we're making today, I love because they're super versatile. You can pretty much make them any flavor you want. And the recipe is actually from Well Plated. So I'll leave a link to the recipe in the caption so that you guys can go and look at the recipe, the ingredients, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna show you guys how I like to make them and you can go from there. So let's get started. All right, so for this recipe, you'll start with a base of 1 1/4 cup of rolled oats. So oats are really great because they provide a great source of carbohydrates. They've also got some fiber so that you're full for longer and the energy is more sustained. And then once you've got your oats, you'll add 1/2 cup of a nut butter. So here we've got some crunchy peanut butter because I'm doing like a trail mix flavor for mine. So I want to have that peanut flavor in my no-bake energy bites. But if you're allergic to peanuts, you could do almond butter. You could also do cashew butter. If you're allergic to all nuts, you could do something like a sunflower seed butter. But the great thing about all these nut butters is that they're going to provide a really healthy source of fat, which is great. In addition, another good source of fat is going to be 2 tablespoons of seeds. So I have here chia seeds that I'm adding to mine because that's what I had on hand. But if you have flax seeds on hand or hemp seeds, you could use those. If you don't have any seeds on hand, you could also throw in just 2 more tablespoons of oats. Then I have a little bit of salt and a little bit of vanilla extract just for flavor. And then 1/3 cup of liquid sweetener. It's going to help bind things. It's also going to add flavor and it's going to add some carbohydrates. So I'm using maple syrup. You could also use honey. And then my favorite part are the add-ins. So I have a 1/4 cup of raisins and a 1/4 cup of dark chocolate chips. Both of these things are going to provide really great sources of carbohydrates. And what I love is that I'm adding some raisins, so I know I'm at least getting a little bit of fruit in my no-bake energy bites. So once you've got all these different ingredients all measured out, you'll just mix them all together in a bowl, and then I'll show you, once I've got them all mixed, what that will look like. All right, so I've got everything mixed together in a bowl. This is the consistency that it should look like. And once you've got everything mixed together, you'll actually go ahead and cover it and stick the bowl in the fridge for about 30 minutes to let it cool down so that it's easier to roll them into the little bites. And then I'll show you guys how I like to roll the bites, and then you'll pretty much be done. Okay, so it's been about 30-45 minutes. I've let this cool down in the fridge a little bit. And then I went ahead and pulled them out and I started rolling them into balls. And I did this before I filmed just because I only have one hand, but really you can make them any size you want. I like to make mine about, I'd say 1 inch in diameter. And that's pretty much it. You can just store them in the fridge. And like I said, just grab them when you're running out the door for a great little breakfast.